before January 2022, Egypt's economy has collapsed, Egypt suffering worst economic crisis since 1930s.
Now, Egypt is in an economic crisis. It's the worst in several decades.
The revolution promised bread, freedom, and social justice, but the economy took a nosedive.
The Egyptian pound has lost more than 50% of its value against the US dollar in the last 18 months.
It's already costing the country $310 million every day. How much more can the country take? And what needs to be done to solve the long-running economic crisis once and for all?
And the trade flow between the outside world and Egypt is slowing down. If this continues, definitely that is going to have an impact, a severe impact on the Egyptian economy.
The Egyptian pound (HEP) has lost half of its value in less than a year, reaching record levels of 32 EGP. To the euro at the time from 17 EGP to the euro 1 year ago. Young Egyptians have seen their savings effectively halve and plans put on hold overnight as they fear further markdowns and economic instability. So what was the real reason Egypt pound lost half of its value? This video we will explore behind the scene of the rise and fall of Egyptian's currency. The crisis has begun. President Sisi took power in 2013. The government has pursued an economic model focused on government-run infrastructure projects funded by debt financing, both foreign and domestic, and led by military-owned companies. In 2020, as the COVID-19 pandemic swept across the globe, during this period, while tourist numbers dwindled and business operations faced stagnation, the Egyptian pound's value promptly halved, grocery bills doubling or even more. In 2016, a critical chapter in Egypt's economic story. Facing financial challenges, the Egyptian President Sisi shook hands with the International Monetary Fund (IMF) for a hefty $12 billion lifeline. This wasn't a simple exchange. It came with conditions. The deal required Egypt to let its currency, the Egyptian pound, float freely. Think of it as allowing your currency to find its own value in the global market. But here's the twist. The Egyptian pound's value promptly halved, causing prices to soar. The government implemented harsh measures, cutting energy subsidies and tightening belts to get the financial house in order. Just when it seemed the storm had passed, a new challenge was on the horizon. Egypt faced wheat crisis when Russia decided to invade Ukraine. You might wonder, how does that affect Egypt? Well, Egypt relies on both Russia and Ukraine for a key ingredient: wheat, the stuff that makes our daily bread. With the invasion, wheat prices shot up, causing a headache for a country that heavily depends on this grain. Egypt had to search far and wide for alternative sources, paying extra for shipping. Government had to act, and it was a tough situation for Egypt's economy. There's more turbulence ahead in this economic journey. In 2013, when President Sisi, a former military chief, came into power, the military's role expanded, and they started taking charge of big projects, wearing both their military and business hats. This military involvement, however, brought its own set of challenges. Critics argue that it crowded out the private sector, making it tough for regular businesses to thrive. Now, with Egypt facing economic headwinds, the military's role and its impact on the nation's financial health. IMF suggests a shift to a flexible exchange rate. This move aims to make Egypt more resilient against unexpected shocks and rebuild its external financial strength. So, Egypt stands at a crossroads with tough decisions and necessary changes on the horizon. A journey through Egypt's economic story, filled with ups and downs, twists and turns. As Egypt navigates through these challenges, the journey isn't just about numbers and policies. It's about the lives of millions of Egyptians. The twists and turns in the economy affect real people, their daily lives, and their hopes for a better future. So, as we turn the page on this chapter, the story continues. The reforms, the challenges, and the resilience of the Egyptian people will shape the next chapters of this economic narrative.